Welcome back to the Sensory Vault. My name is Dave, and today we're going to be looking at a variety of fidget, stress, and anxiety or sensory items that are good to have on the desk or the workspace. Now, these items aren't really good to take on the go because they're not really small to fit into a pocket, but they're still a good item to have on the desk or in the workplace or in your house. Now, the first one that we have here is a simple item called a dough ball. Now, it's just a little rubber ball, but it's filled with a very fascinating little material. It's a very kind of soft material, and when you squeeze it, actually sort of holds its shape that you form. It's almost like Play-Doh or clay. And it very much reminds me of the feeling of, well, a piece of bread dough, hence the name of a dough ball. But it's really nice in the hand, and it really kind of is a very comforting feeling, especially when you're stressed. You can squeeze it, and it's very soft and very comforting, a very nice feel in the hand. And that's the dough ball. Now the next thing that we have here are a variety of pencil tops with fidget items on the end. Now, I was considering putting these in the traveling section of our videos, but these don't really fit well in the pocket, so I figured they're just good to have at the house or on the desk or in a cupboard or a drawer and stuff like that. Now, they're just standard pencils, but on the ends of them, they have these little plastic bits that are really good finger fidgets. This one here, for example, has a little square in the end with little clips, and you kind of can push it back and forth like that. And you can move it up and down, and you can twist it, and then it has a little wheel in the end there. Great little fidget item to have. And this one here is a similar concept, wheel in the end, but instead it's a little screw, and you can just move it up and down. And you can also feel the thread right there, and it's something that you can just move around. And the same thing applies to this one, where it's a little washer bit and a little edges right there, and you kind of got to move it up and down the edges, and it's kind of a great resistance, almost like a game in many ways, almost like a puzzle. So yeah, these are just little pencil tops that you can get, and they're called pencil pushers, and they're a great little fidget item to have. The next one we have here is a brilliant mathematical concept. It's a mathematical concept called a helicone. Now, this one is a miniaturized version of the helicone, and it's been branded a lollipopter. Now I'm just going to pull it out here, and you'll see that it provides a very interesting mathematical concept demonstrating angles and a variety of other interesting elements in regards to geometry and stuff like that. Now, as you can see, it's a bunch of little bits on a little pivot. But when I twist it this way, as you can see, it produces a shape sort of like that. Very interesting geometrical curve like that. And when you spin it in the other direction, it fans out, almost like leaves on a tree, and demonstrates a golden angle as well for leaves, and how they get the most amount of sunlight. You can just spin it back and forth like that. And it really feels nice in the hand. The feeling and the sound of these making the clicks and kind of snapping into place is really satisfying in my opinion. And it's also just a really gorgeous item as well. It comes with a magnetic stand, and you can just have it displayed on your desk or on your workspace. And I find it to almost be a work of art. They also make other versions of this where it's made out of wood, or it's carved, or it's stained, and it's a really wonderful concept. The Helicone lollipopter. Now, the last item that we have here today is a classic toy, and this one's called Panic Pete by a company called Schilling. Now, this originally came out in the 60s, and it had a variety of names, including Martian Popping Thing and Bug Out Bob, and it was produced by other companies such as Accoutrements and Toysmith. And it was actually made popular through Jurassic Park, out of all things, with one of the characters having it on their desk. And as you can see, it's a little doll, a little clown. You can see the detail right there. And it's filled with air, and when you squeeze it, the eyes bug out and the ears bug out. And it takes quite a bit of effort to actually make it do that. And you can kind of feel it pop out. And it's a really satisfying feeling to squeeze it. And it's really satisfying, requires a lot of effort, good for exercising the wrists and the hands. And I think it's actually quite fun, honestly. It's also rather durable, pretty hardy, can probably take a good beating, and plus they're fairly inexpensive as well. And it's quite small, so children can really grab onto it well. It's not something that's reserved only for adults. But yeah, that's the Panic Pete doll. these are just a few items you can have on the desk or around your home environment or work environment.